My name is Christian Hopkins, and I'm a district representative at DM Payroll Solutions. Payroll fraud is a serious and challenging issue for business owners to deal with. It occurs when an employee or unauthorized user wrongfully manipulates the payroll system in order to receive a payment that they haven't earned. It's really important for business owners to be aware of all the different types of payroll fraud, as well as ways to prevent it, so they don't end up becoming a victim of this type of fraudulent activity themselves. One of the most common perpetrators of payroll fraud is your own employees. Some examples include timesheet fraud or buddy punching, taking excess PTO without properly recording it, falsifying wages or sales in order to receive a higher salary or commission, and even recording personal expenses as business expenses on the expense report. Not all payroll fraud comes from within your organization, and it's important to be aware of the outside threats that exist. If you're not careful with your payroll login information, sometimes bad characters such as hackers can gain access into the payroll system and make changes without you knowing it. Some of the changes that they might make include adding ghost employees that don't even work for the company, or maybe even changing bank account information. If they're able to make these changes under the radar without you realizing it, then you could process a payroll and end up paying hackers instead of your own employees. Luckily, even though there are many different forms of payroll fraud, there are plenty of things that you can do as a business owner to help prevent it. First, we recommend having a clear understanding of what your payroll should be each pay period, and make sure that you review the payroll before and after you submit it. Next, we recommend giving managers the authority to approve PTO and timesheets. This will reduce buddy punching and make sure that you're not paying employees for hours that they haven't worked. We also recommend to use two-factor authentication, which will send you a text message each time there's a login attempt to the payroll system and will minimize fraudulent activity. Another way is to change your password frequently. It's recommended to change it every 3 months. And lastly, it's important to establish a zero-tolerance policy for any type of payroll fraud and prosecute any violators in order to set an example. Detecting payroll fraud isn't necessarily easy, but it might not be as complicated as you think with the right payroll provider. DM Payroll Solutions offers a secure online platform with tools for you to process your payroll safely. Some of the tools include dual authentication, user access controls, and a payroll preview report that allows you to look for discrepancies before running your payroll with confidence.